What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from American Solera, and they're out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this is their Peace Be One. So, this is basically a strawberry milkshake IPA, and that's because it says on the label here that this is an IPA that is brewed with strawberries, lactose, and vanilla. Comes in at 7.4% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 1 month old. So, we apparently get American Solera now in Western New York. Now, based on what I'm seeing on the can here, it says brewed and canned by American Solera, North Haven, Connecticut, distributed by 12%. So definitely a contract brew. Now, I've had a couple beers from American Solera in the past. They were on tap here at the Thin Man Brewery about a year and a half ago. And they're known for like their American Wild Ales, sours, farmhouse beers, you know, saisons and whatnot. I had a saison and a grisette at Thin Man. They were really well made and quite tasty, but I had no idea that they were now contract brewing and brewing things like strawberry milkshake IPA. So I saw this at a local bottle shop. It was relatively fresh, and I'm like, yeah, let's give it a go. So yeah, I'm quite pumped to get into this one. Hopefully it's pretty delicious. Crack it open here and give it a pour. So they are hopping this one with Azacca, Citra and Idaho 7. And that's all I really know about it. So go like that. Very simple label as well. Simplistic, but I like it. So yeah, pours out this really deep, dark orange color. About a finger and a half of this off-white, creamy looking head. Yeah, pretty creamy, slightly soap sudsy. But for the most part, that looks like a, say, strawberry milkshake IPA. Usually strawberries, when you're doing beers like this, you know, strawberry juice doesn't have like, you'd think it'd be like a straight up red color, and it usually isn't. So I would say that looks fine. Let's get a nose. Definitely getting the vanilla and the lactose. So big vanilla vibes to this one. Some citrus tones like a ruby red grapefruit. Orange, like a pithy orange. A little bit of stone fruit. I'd say more of like an apricot than anything else. Very faint hints of the strawberry. Now, in my time, I know Azacca can produce like a berry note. At least I mean, outside of like Belma, there's a couple different hops that can produce that like berry note. So they're probably trying to accentuate the strawberry note with the Azacca, I would think. And it's not huge strawberry. It's very faint, like, you know, authentic strawberry, but just like a very faint, juicy strawberry. The vanilla screaming off the top. It definitely smells like an IPA that is brewed with lactose. If I was doing this blind, I wouldn't say strawberry. I know it's in there, so. Yeah, it smells pretty solid. Nothing amazing, but pretty good. So let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. It's a nice beer. Body in this one's like medium, higher side of medium, 7.4%. That's cool. The mouthfeel, soft, smooth, relatively creamy. More carbonation than I expect out of the style, but it still has a nice, soft, smooth creaminess, probably from the lactose. I would imagine they're using a bunch of oats and whatnot too. First, I can tell you, 3 sips, really easy to drink. I'm getting a strawberry vanilla kind of like thing at the beginning of the palate now, as I've taken 3 sips. The strawberry's faint. The vanilla is very prominent. It's probably the predominant note in the taste. Right up front, that strawberry vanilla hits, more of vanilla. Passes through, that apricot hits, zesty citrus qualities, more of like a ruby red grapefruit, but like more towards the peel or like the pith of it. A little bit of an orange peel as well. Midway through the palate, I'm getting like an earthiness, kind of a non-distinct, or I should say, I was gonna say earthy, but I was gonna say almost like a dirty earthiness, almost nondescript, but like just earthy. I'd say it's just straight up earthy. We'll just go with that. We'll go with that. Nondescript earthiness. It's pretty sweet on the palate. Finishes with a decent residual sweetness. I'm getting a touch of like a slight tartness, I'd imagine, from the strawberries. Very slight. Very slightly tart and acidic, but just a touch of it on the back of the palate. This is really easy to drink, 7.4%. I get a little bit of warming in the chest, no astringent on the palate, nothing else going on, just a slight warming. Really easy to drink. I will say I'm taking more sips of this to try to figure out what I'm tasting, more so than I think it's an amazing beer or anything. Just trying to figure it out. But yeah, I mean, I definitely get the strawberry milkshake portion of the show at the front of the palate. This one seems slightly disjointed, and that sounds negative, and it is to a certain degree, but I don't think all these flavors blend together as well as I was hoping. The strawberry milkshake portion is fine. The IPA, there's a little bit of a bitterness on the back. I'd say a mild to moderate bitterness that's, very, very subtle. But for the most part, it's a solid beer. Nothing more, nothing less. I would say if you pick this one up and you were looking for a strawberry milkshake IPA, you probably wouldn't be too disappointed by this one. I'm just not getting a lot of IPA. There's, like I said, a mild to moderate bitterness, a little bit of earthiness, slight like citrus character. For the most part, this is a sweeter milkshake IPA that kind of focuses on the strawberry milkshake portion of it. And I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, though, this is not blowing me away. It's nothing mind-blowing to my palate, but I do enjoy it. I'm going to drink the rest of that and have no problems doing so. It's super easy to drink. The best thing about this one, I would say, is the body, the mouthfeel, and the drinkability. Very high for me. I'm going to probably drink the rest of this in 10-15 minutes. No problems putting this one down. It's a good beer, but it's nothing amazing to my palate. So I'm going to give American Solera's Piece B1 high 3.75 out of 5 and go with 3.8 out of 5. I think that's a fair score for me. To get into the 4 range, want to see a little bit more of just like a straight IPA or something that screams IPA to me, other than just like a nondescript generic like bitterness and a little bit of citrus character. At the end of the day, though, I think they did a pretty good job with the strawberries and the vanilla. I'd like to see the strawberries to be a little bit more intense, but I know strawberries are hard to brew with, especially if you're using real strawberries. You need a lot of them, and there's only been a couple beers where there's been strawberries in them. I'm like, yeah, totally strawberry, seedy, juicy, the whole 9, jammy. This isn't the beer, but 3.8 out of 5, pretty good beer. So price and availability. Availability, I have no idea, but they're contract brewing now, so I'm sure a lot of people are going to be getting their beer, especially since they're distributed by 12%. And price point, I think it was $20 a 4-pack. I bought that can, it was just over $5, so a little bit pricey for what my score would indicate. 3.8 out of 5 probably doesn't equate to a $5 can, but if you want to try a strawberry milkshake IPA and you can get your hands on this, yeah, I mean, $5 a can is probably the going rate for something within this style at 7.4%. So can't really, say bad things about the price point. Just for me, I don't think the quality meets the price point. But at the end of the day, 3.8 out of 5. I really, I'm happy with it, but I wish it was a little bit better to my palate. That said, really cool to see American Solera, even if they are contract brewing, because again, I've heard really good things about them. I've had a couple myself that were really tasty. I hope they start, maybe putting some saisons and grisettes and American wild ales and things like that into cans and bottles for distribution, because I'd like to try more from them. So appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.